Hey yo, if you've ever watched any of my Kaiju number 8 videos before, then you already know I'm one of the biggest Hoshina fans in the world. But even I gotta admit, Kaiju number 12 has been an absolute joy to watch as a villain. Kaiju number 12 doesn't speak any words, it is just action, dog. And on top of that, Kaiju number 12 replicating everything that Hoshina did, you can truly tell that Kaiju number 12 is the true finished product of Kaiju number 9. Because Kaiju number 9 definitely gave number 12 the same regeneration abilities that number 10 had, but they are amplified times 20. It is regenerating so fast, and on top of that, it has the same exact adaptability that Kaiju number 9 itself has. I'm seeing extreme glimpses of similarities of whenever Kaiju number 9 was fighting Narumi, and Narumi was getting adjusted on mid-fight by number 9. The same exact way that number 12 is adjusting to Hoshina mid-fight. It has been terrifying to see this chapter, but let's be honest. If two swords didn't work and one sword didn't work, my best guess is that Hoshina is using three swords next chapter, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get into the video. So I'm gonna start this off, but actually, let me take off the glasses and let's do this on a serious note. I want to start off by saying thank y'all for a couple of things. First off, thank y'all for getting us to 600 subscribers. To think that it's been just over a year's time and we have 600 people that love tuning in and watching Undead Unluck, Kaiju, JJK, One Piece, whatever it is that we're talking about. Thank y'all for helping make our community a little bit bigger, help us have a little bit more fun, and just talking about series that we've come to know and love. And then second off, it has been just over 30 chapters now that I've been making Kaiju number 8 chapter reviews, bro. To think that I started back on chapter 59 whenever Reno was first getting introduced to Kaiju number 6, and now it's chapter 90 and Hoshina is fighting Kaiju number 12, a daikaiju that we didn't even know about back then. It's crazy, dog. This journey has been dope, and I appreciate y'all for it. So thank y'all, and without further ado, let's get into it. So chapter number 90 honestly opened up pretty tough. Hoshina is trying to actively find the core that's inside of Kaiju number 12, so he is still using that single sword style and is finally making some leeway on actually cutting number 12. He cut his arm, cut his leg, and then we actually see him use that number 2 wind hole technique that absolutely put that massive hole inside of Kaiju number 12's chest. What's even more crazy about that attack was seeing just how quickly number 12 could recover from it. Hoshina, like I said, is looking for the core in all the different parts of Kaiju number 12's body. And by the time that Hoshina put the hole in number 12's chest, it took 1 second for number 12 to plug that hole up and let off another slashing attack at Hoshina that he had to immediately weave, dog. So if there's anything that I started learning this chapter, it's that Kaiju number 12, bro, is honestly maybe one of the strongest daikaiju that we've seen in this series so far. I know that way back whenever all these daikaiju first started getting introduced, 11 through 15, Kurosu said that all of these daikaiju were coming in with a reading of at least 9.0, but I'm telling you, dog, this kaiju has to be stronger than a 9.2 or a 9.0 fortitude rating. The way that it is moving with this amount of speed, this amount of power, there is nobody else in the defense force that actually has the close quarters combat skills that Hoshina has. And number 12 is making Hoshina look sorry at close quarters combat. So we cannot underestimate how strong Kaiju number 12 is, because we haven't seen anything that's moved like Kaiju number 12. While at the same time, I still think that there's so much room for Hoshina to grow in strength. We saw last chapter that he only can get up to 83% output levels currently, and that's also something that's holding Hoshina back. I guarantee Hoshina will be able to attack with a lot more ferocity, as well as move much more quickly if Hoshina could get up to like those 95%, right? So hopefully Hoshina starts figuring out his camaraderie with this tin suit to also give him that power boost. But at the same time, bro, Hoshina did end up finding the core in Kaiju number 12. The core ends up being in Kaiju number 12's neck, and that's when Hoshina goes to make that final cut at number 12 to end all of it. But number 12 ends up blocking Hoshina's blade and breaks his single blade. From here, Hoshina does some dope backflips and flips back to the pods and grabs two swords, one short, one long, and mixes up his sword fighting techniques, because number 12 is adjusting to all of Hoshina's fighting techniques at this point. And even Kaiju number 10 as well as Okanogi are dumbfounded that Hoshina on the spot is mixing two sword fighting styles just to try to throw his opponent off. But at the same time, Okanogi tells herself in a goosebump giving monologue that all of the effort that Hoshina has been giving since his childhood through the defense force, all of that experience that he's gained, this is to fight against his own fate, to be prepared for a moment like now. All of that training is culminated so that Hoshina does not have to cede sword fighting to some kaiju like this, bro. And we just see Hoshina go on a mad rampage and start cutting everything because Okanogi says that Hoshina has been at max output for about 13 minutes. So he is very close to his suit overheating. And if Hoshina's suit overheats, come on, bro. So Hoshina starts going on a mad rampage once he knows that that core is in number 12's neck, and finally exposes the core in number 12's neck and gets ready to use that single sword style one more time to finish it off. But then, bro, Kaiju number 12 gets down in the Hoshina single sword style stance. And Hoshina is confused as hell when he sees this. And Hoshina even tells him, bro, what the hell are you trying to do? Don't screw with me, bro. This ain't some trick that you can just copy. Hey, this is me just popping in randomly while I was editing. But even more so, this scene makes me mad for Hoshina. Because Hoshina has trained his whole life to be able to use multiple different sword fighting styles. Not only that, but to be ready for this moment. So for this kaiju that is not even a swordsman to just watch Hoshina use the single sword style a couple of times and then be able to replicate it in front of him, how can Hoshina not be pissed seeing this, dog? Just keep watching the rest of the video. And right as soon as Hoshina says that to finish off number 12, Kaiju number 10 tells Hoshina that he needs to defend himself. And right as soon as that happens, bro, the chapter ends off with number 12 letting off its last attack at Hoshina, and it is a booming single sword style Hoshina attack that is the exact mimic of Hoshina, bro. Now, I was hurt seeing this, bro, because I thought Hoshina was taking out number 12 this chapter, but obviously that's something that is either going to happen next chapter or the chapter after. But what's interesting to me is that Kikoru's fight felt very high stakes, but then the roomies didn't quite feel as high stakes as Kikoru. And now Hoshina's is honestly feeling just as high stakes as Kikoru. I thought Hoshina was winning this chapter, bro. I was sadly mistaken whenever freaking Kaiju number 12 started defending itself. I am not scared for Hoshina because, like I said in the beginning of the video, if two sword style didn't work and one sword style didn't work, then they got to do the Zoro 3 sword style next. So I'm guessing that Kaiju number 10 is going to be the one that pulls through here and helps our Hoshina get over the hump. Hoshina's going to go back to using that 2 sword style technique, and then the third sword is actually going to be the tail that'll be used by Kaiju number 10. This is going to be the best chance that Hoshina has at using some sort of new style that number 12 can't replicate. And on top of that, number 12 got 2 arms, bro. It don't got 3 arms, so it couldn't possibly have a third sword, theoretically, unless like it can turn its legs into a sword or something. So I don't think Hoshina's gonna die, bro. And maybe that's just me coping. Maybe things are like way worse for Hoshina than what I'm thinking, but Hoshina ain't dying. Hoshina's gonna level up one more time, get this 3 sword style, and take out number 12. Regardless, I'm hyped for the end of this fight because I told y'all last video, I'm very excited to see where Mina and number 14 are at. And honestly, I could even see Kafka coming in and saving Hoshina or Mina. But I do think that somebody within our main lines of forces, one of our strongest members, aka probably Kafka or Mina, is going to end up getting captured by Kaiju number 9 at this point. I'm really starting to lean more towards somebody getting captured as opposed to somebody maybe dying. Maybe somebody will, I don't know, but hey, it's war. Whatever happens, happens. So, nah, man, are there any series that y'all read that you want me to talk about on this channel? I read a lot of series weekly, but one thing that I want to start making as a commitment to y'all as viewers is I just want to give y'all at least one video a week. I can guaranteed give y'all a kaiju video every other week, but it's bi-weekly, right? So on like that off week where there's no kaiju content, and sometimes it's hard to just think of a random topic in kaiju to talk about. Is there any other series that you'd like to hear about in the meantime, right? Nah, just let me know. Like I said, just want to give y'all consistency as well as other videos to watch outside of just like kaiju content from me. So let me know what you're thinking. And other than that, arigato for watching this video, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.